Could you imagine having three children and one of those children goes missing and the police doing absolutely nothing? Well, that's exactly what happened in the case of Aura Owens when her 4-year-old son, Mitchell Owens, went missing. If you want to know more about this case, please continue watching.
You are watching Roll a Mile in My Shoes TV.
Aura Owens was a single mother of three boys, one of which was 4-year-old Mitchell Owens. When he vanished, police refused to look for him. They simply said he just up and ran away. But Aura, being the type of mother that she was, knew that this was not true. And once she called out the police department for their negligence, they opened an investigation into the little boy's disappearance. But no leads have ever been found, and neither has he. The Owens family lived in the eastern area of Manila Park, California, but on February 3rd, 1983, a police officer arrived at Owens' apartment. The officer was there to question her about a police report that she had done on a stolen purse months prior. Later that evening, Aura was at home with her children when an unidentified man broke into her apartment through a window and severely beat Aura. During the beating, her 4-year-old son Mitchell woke up. The toddler walked into the room and witnessed his mother being brutally beaten. Aura screamed for her son to run away. After this happened, the man wrapped a telephone cord around Aura's neck, choked her into unconsciousness, and left her for dead. The following day, one of the neighbors found Aura and called 911. She was taken to a local hospital where she spent weeks recovering from the attempt on her life. When Aura woke up in the hospital, Mitchell was gone. Her other two sons slept through the entire attack. And that is really strange that a 4-year-old would wake up in the middle of the night, but your other children, who are probably older, I'm guessing, they sleep through the entire thing. I mean, not saying that it's impossible, but it's really strange that he was the only one went missing and he was the only one that woke up during all this commotion happening. And, this makes me wonder when they talk about the police officer that came to question her about a stolen purse that she had filed a police report on months earlier. Now, I find it suspicious because later on in the story, they say that, the police, after they searched for the police report, they could find no police report on this visit that the supposed police officer made. But she would tell the people that, the man, he had blue eyes and brown hair and a mustache. Now, this makes me wonder because also in the story, they do state that a couple of nights before this, Aura had met a man at a military bar, and they, talked for a little while, and he offered to buy her a drink, and she refused. And then after she was leaving to go home, this man followed her all the way to her house until she got to her front door, and then he sped away. Now, I wonder, could this man be the same man that followed her home? Or could he have sent someone to physically assault her because she refused his drink and probably refused his other advances as well? Because let's face it, this wouldn't be the first time that this happened. A woman refuses a man's advances. He can't take no for an answer, or he can't handle rejection. And he feels like he has to do something about it. So he, ends up killing the woman. Because this was a story that sounds similar to a previous case that happened. I believe it was in New York a couple of months ago. A guy offered to buy a girl some alcohol at a store, and she refused, and he beat her up really bad. But this makes me think of that situation, and that might have been the case for her, unfortunately. And maybe he might have had something to do with her son's disappearance, the man that broke into her house through the window. Because that man has never been identified, and like I stated previously, her son has never been found. Although the police never did any sketches of the suspect or did describe him as best she could, she described the man as having, as being about 6 feet tall with blue eyes, brown hair, and a mustache, and tattoos on both arms. Now, it would probably have been very helpful if she could have remembered at least what one of those tattoos looked like. Because a lot of times, even though a lot of people have some of the same similar tattoos, some people have at least one or two distinct tattoos that mean something personal to them on their body somewhere. And it would have, helped her if she could have remembered what at least one of those tattoos looked like, or what one of them said. Like if it was, say, somebody's name and something like that, that would have been helpful. But I'm pretty sure she couldn't do that, since, this man, pretty much choked her into unconsciousness, which is really strange. But I wonder if anything was stolen too, because they don't say this in this report. And that's what makes me think that this man that she met at the bar that night was, upset about her rejecting his offer to buy her a drink, and then he followed her home. Because it is really weird that later she is attacked by some unidentified unknown man. Now, for some unknown reason, the Manila Park Police Department did not believe Mitchell was abducted and considered him a 4-year-old runaway. That is really disturbing that they would consider a 4-year-old a runaway, but they did nonetheless. They even refused to search for him, but his mother, Aura, refused to accept the negligent behavior from the police department. And after extreme pressure and criticism from Aura, they launched an investigation into the disappearance of 4-year-old Mitchell Owens. Owens' attacker was never identified. There have been no updates on the case, and no arrests made, and no media coverage. Mitchell has never been found. Mitchell Owens was 3 feet tall and weighed 40 pounds when he vanished. If you have any information, please contact the Manila Park Police Department at 650-858-3308. Again, that number is 650-858-3308. 3308, and I will put a updated picture of him, or what he probably would have looked like with an age progression, at the end of this video. But if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And leave me a comment down in the comment section below and let me know what you think of this case. And let me know if you think that the man who offered to buy or a drink had something to do with her assault and robbery and the disappearance of her 4-year-old son. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.